is it permissible to use Islamic banking services that generate profit, even if it resembles interest? So, this is an important question for several reasons. It's a revealing question because it demonstrates how some minds have been set around modern phenomenon and concepts that we can see. Islamic banking as a term already indicates that it has been dubbed Islamic. Now, I know that this is a very superficial way of approaching it. However, if you bear with me, Islamic banking, right? What makes it Islamic? Was it just a label that a bank stuck onto the term banking and therefore it should now appeal to Muslims? Or was there due process? And the answer, of course, would probably be that there was due process, right? Meaning that there was a process that was followed that suitably qualifies as a process to call it Islamic. What is that process? Essentially, it comes down to a group of suitably qualified scholars who are appointed as a Sharia panel or advisory or even a Sharia board, and they will look at the products in light of not only banking, but also within the framework, first and foremost within the framework of Islamic law. They will then decide based on their ijtihad, based on applying themselves and the tradition, whether something is Islamic or not. And the bank would then only be able to approve of certain products or sell certain products and services based on their approval. This is why we call it Islamic banking. And if that is, an authorized process of this nature, if that is what you are dealing with, and that's what leads you to the concept of Islamic banking, then that already answers the question. It's permissible because a trustworthy group of scholars deemed it as such. Now, of course, the panel of scholars, they should be suitably qualified, meaning that they are not only qualified ulama, but they've also qualified as specialists within the field of Islamic finance and contemporary finance. And of course, to understand who is suitably qualified, you would have to consult other scholars, so they're contemporaries, those who are known to be trustworthy in the field. You can somewhat be rest assured that if it is public knowledge who a group of scholars on any particular Sharia board is, that the other scholars would voice their objection if there was any such objection to be validly voiced. Now, Islamic banking services, because they are approved by a Sharia panel, they are going to be considered generally permissible. Now we focus more on the mechanics of this question, and the mechanics deals with, look, there's a similarity here between conventional banking and Islamic banking. With the one account, I get some money back, and it's called riba. And that riba is obviously unlawful. But in the other account, I also get some money back, only it's not called riba, it's called profit sharing. It's called profits. And the account is perhaps structured in such a way that it's now no longer called a check account or a savings account. Perhaps it is a mudaraba account or a murabaha account or a musharaka account. It depends on how it was formulated by the particular Sharia panel. Once more, when you look at the end result, you may come to the conclusion, the false conclusion, that these two are the same and they only share, they are only different in their names. And subhanAllah, amazingly, in the Quran, this is exactly how Allah Azza wa Jal addresses the approach of the Quraysh in relation to trade and riba. So there's a verse in Surah Baqarah, that's Surah number 2, verse number 275, in which Allah Azza wa Jal says that the Quraysh, they said, إِنَّمَا الْبَيْعُ مِثْلُ الرِّبَى, that trade is the same as riba. Now their argument was, why are you making such a big deal of riba, of usury and interest, and you don't have a problem with trade, when trade and riba seem to have the same effect? On the one, the unlawful one, we receive money back, and with trade we receive money back. What's the difference? The one is called profits, the other one is called interest. And Allah Azza wa Jal voices this so beautifully when He says, وَأَحَلَّ اللَّهُ الْبَيْعَ وَحَرَّمَ الرِّبَا. The difference is that Allah had permitted trade and He had forbidden usury and interest. And this is the essence. Because the one is structured in a interest-based contract manner and the other one is not, it is structured in a lawful transactional manner, and this has been approved by suitably qualified people as being, authentically structured as such, then they are inherently different because the one structure has been made lawful by Allah and the other structure has been declared unlawful by Allah Azza wa Jal, and that is the difference. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best.
La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah.